something else was happening in the environment, which was it seemed to many people that the answer to all of our woe would be in genetics. And as genetics were making these extraordinary discoveries, people were increasingly talking in terms of a kind of genetic determinism or predeterminism, meaning that our problems are really much formed already by our genes. And so I saw that there were two metaphors here that were at play. The first one was the machine-like metaphor of the brain as computer, which meant it was like a machine with parts, and each part performed one cognitive function in a single location in the brain. And then genetic predeterminism, which basically said, who you are, how you are going to do is all determined. And I noted this, funny thing that patients would often not, if they didn't get better in therapy, colleagues would often say, or with medication or ECT, colleagues often said, well, I think that this is a genetic problem. But when people with the same conditions, the same kinds of anxiety problems, depression, etc., got better, no one said anything whatsoever about genetic predeterminism. And it was just very clear this was just a metaphor. And so I began to put together the work of Kandel and others, and then I decided I really had to understand this in a very personal way and just start traveling to the labs where people had neuroplastic breakthroughs. And in those days, people weren't often talking to each other about their breakthroughs. Most of the things were done off grant because, the conventional teaching was that, the brain is fixed. And most of the discoveries were accidental.